Shit. Yep. Nope. Fuck. Okay. Here we go. So here we are for some World of Sport Wrestling, and here is our show, World of Sport Rebirth. We decided to call it because this is the rebirth of World of Sport. By the way, this is not gonna be your typical. This will not be done in the way that World of Sport was done all those years ago, which actually wasn't really much of a wrestling show. It featured some wrestling, but that was about it. But World of Sport Rebirth is going to be an annual show. We will be doing events in this. I know that World of Sport was primarily TV, and that's what I want to do. But I don't know how often we'll do them, but we will be doing events. And soon we will move into pay-per-views. But we need to get bigger because we have currently 340 people attending the show tonight, I believe. But yeah, World of Sport Rebirth will be an annual event, and it will mark the rebirth of World of Sport, as you would predict. So just wanted to go over a few things. So we have adjusted stuff here because I rebooted the series technically, but you didn't have to see the reboot because you didn't see the first episode. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. It seems more less complicated. So our product here, traditional is a key feature. I didn't want to do mainstream as main thing here because I don't like booking mainstream products. Medium for pure, and then a few other low stuff here. Match ratio is 90%. Because that's what I believe wrestling shows should be. It should be more about the wrestling, which helps progress the story. Titles, we do have our World Heavyweight Championship. I changed the name to World Heavyweight Championship. Still this beautiful Winged Eagle variant here. I believe that is the Winged Eagle. But then we also have the Ring of Honor, the World of Sport Television Championship, which we will be, which I just used SC Play for, which we will have a TV show, so that will be in the next episode, will be our first episode of it, as I was able to get it's going to be a new sport, although not ITV, which is unfortunate, but anyway, it is what it is. And then we also have the Bulldog Classic, which is of course named after the British Bulldog. I still haven't, I still don't know when we'll hold it, but I've just put it down as August, so we might just do it in August. But yes, we will be crowning the first World Heavyweight, the first World of Sport World Heavyweight Champion tonight, and actually modify that. World Heavyweight, we don't need the championship there. Save. Yep. So yep, that is that. Storylines, we only really have two going at the minute, which will be Stu's title reign, which will be Stu Sanders, also known as Wade Barrett's title reign, which will be so we'll be swapping out, you know, who he's going to be facing against every now and again. TV Championship, Grado, Stevie Xavier, Trent 7 and Wolfgang will be in this one. So yeah, but that won't be starting until the next event, which will be our TV show. So I think that's all we need to show right now. Yeah, screw it. Let's go ahead and go into the show. So there isn't a lot of angles in this show. It's more matches. And I will put in more angles into shows, but I did want to. I wanted to do a primarily match-oriented event for this first event. Okay, so actually I should go over this. So for a tournament, it's an 8-man tournament. These are all the competitors who are in it. So we have Stu Sanders going up against Lionheart, I believe. We have Trent 7 who will be taking on Shah Samuels. Grado will be going up against Wolf. I can't remember the things that the matches actually, but anyway, these 8 men are involved, and I've called it quarterfinal 1, quarterfinal 2, quarterfinal 3, quarterfinal 4, because you know it's a quarterfinals and those are the different matches. But 1 and 2 will face each other in the semi-finals, and 3 and 4 will face the winners of those matches will face each other in the semi-finals. So that's probably more overcomplicated than what it should have been, but yep. So that's a 34-minute match. There's nothing too much here that needs to be talked about right now. You know, just a few debut gimmicks, but you get that all the time. Grado got over great though. That's fantastic. Yeah, let's continue on to our first match. Yes, our first match. Stu Sanders takes on Lionheart in the first match. In the quarterfinal match. In a decent match, Stu Sanders defeats Lionheart in 12 minutes 49 seconds by pinfall with a spine buster. That's pretty good. Stu Sanders has an in-ring performance of 58 and Lionheart has an in-ring performance of 31. Should I change his finisher from spine? No, you know what, I'm going to keep it that. I like the idea of people ending a match on a spine buster. It's a overused move, unfortunately. But then we have that followed up with Trent 7 taking on Shirai Samuels in a power match. Trent 7 defeats Shirai Samuels in 11 minutes 16 seconds by submission. Trent 7 seemed off his game. The match got the crowd hotter. I apologise if you hear that squeaking, it is my chair. It does that from time to time. Shirai Samuels had an in-ring performance of 31 and 28 for Trent 7. So Shirai Samuels was kept strong. Everybody in this tournament who loses is kept strong. It's important to remember. So Trent 7 and Stu Sanders in the semi-final. And then we go on to the next quarterfinal as Saxy Jr. takes on Wolfgang in a match that goes for 11 minutes. Saxy Jr. It's a pretty decent match, which is good. Defeats Wolfgang in 11 minutes 39 seconds with a European clutch. Is that what he calls it? I can't be what he calls it. This match is poorly placed and okay. Saxy Jr. had an in-ring performance of 48 and a 24 in-ring performance for Wolfgang, resulting in a 32 rating overall. Not too bad. So then we go on to Grado versus Muddy Squirrel. Muddy Squirrel defeats Grado in 11 minutes 42 seconds in a per match, unfortunately, but he does use the CrossFit chicken ring to defeat him. Okay, so Grado and Muddy Squirrel don't click, unfortunately. But it was a 30-minute match. It wasn't awful, but because you have to remember, like, the modders generally, the British talent, the British indie talent, generally aren't rated well by the modders in these mods. So yeah, so that will be Muddy Squirrel versus Zack Sabre Jr. in the semi-finals. But before then, we do have another match. We have the Filthy Generation, which is of course Stevie Xavier and KD Ray taking on the Coffee Bills in a bout that had subpar wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. The Filthy Generation defeats the Coffee Bills, and it is Stevie Xavier who makes Mark Coffey tap out. I made sure that it was Stevie getting the win here. I want him to go strong into his storyline, and I didn't want Joe Coffey taking the fall. I had Mark Coffey take the fall and Joe Coffey looking strong. Old school heel cocky gimmick debuted by Stevie Xavier, which get an initial rating of great. That's fantastic. Everyone else's gimmick rating is average, but 29 performance for Stevie Xavier, 31 for Kelly Ray. Mark Coffey gets a 26, and the better of them all was Joe Coffey with a 35. Okay, and then we have Stu Sanders in an interview with Billy Cookwood. It's your generic how do you think you will fare against Trent 7 type thing, and he's just like, I'm gonna knock his teeth out. Just a generic heel promo really. I'm not great at promos, so I'm not even gonna attempt that one. But we do move on to that match where Stu Sanders takes on Trent 7. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Stu Sanders defeated Trent 7 in 14 minutes by pinfall after hitting a spinebuster. I love that finisher. I love that that's a finisher. It's so overused in wrestling, and just it's never used properly in my opinion, because it's always just a transitional move or some shit like that. And you never really see a match end it with it. Stu Sanders had an in-ring performance of 54. Trent 7 had an in-ring performance of 26. So Stu Sanders really did pull that along then. Trent 7 was physically tiring towards the end. Well, how do you think Stu Sanders feels? He has to compete once again. But we move on to the next match, as Zack Sabre Jr. takes on Muddy Scroll. In a decent match, Zack Sabre Jr. defeats Muddy Scroll in 9 minutes 5 seconds by pinfall with a new school arm breaker. The match needed more in order to tell a story. It was designed the match needed more time in order to achieve the aim. Yeah, fair enough. Because otherwise that was going to be a very good match. 47 in performance win for Zack Sabre Jr. and a 44 for Muddy Scroll. So that would have been a fairly good match if they had more time. And I'll know that again in the future. But yeah, 9 minutes just wasn't enough. I wanted it to be a shortish match, but yeah, unfortunately that. I should have made it about the 15-minute mark sooner, but anyway, I know where I went wrong. But then we have some women's action here as Viper takes on Alex Windsor in a match at the last 5 minutes. Viper, it's a terrible match as well. Viper defeats Alex Windsor. Fuck it, who cares about that? Well, Viper got an in-ring performance of 24 and an in-ring performance of 20 for Alex Windsor. That was a terrible match. But then we go on to a video airing which shows Zack Sabre Jr. and Stu Sanders, and it sort of shows their progression for the tournament. Sort of idea. Yeah. Kind of building up the story that we're leaning into, because the tournament itself is kind of a story. It's the score. But then we see in about that had great heat and decent wrestling. Sorry. Stu Sanders defeats Zack Sabre Jr. in 23 minutes, so they go the distance in this one by pinfall, clean pinfall, after hitting Zack Sabre Jr. with a spine buster, and Stu Sanders wins the World of Sport World Heavyweight title. Zack Sabre Jr. Oh shit. I'm not sure how bad this is of a spinal cord compression, so it might be quite bad. But Zack Sabre Jr. sustained a spinal cord compression. Sorry, I'm not sure how bad that is. Hopefully he's okay for within the next couple of weeks. The match got the crowd hotter. Stu Sanders had an in-ring performance of 52. Zack Sabre Jr. had an in-ring performance of 46. I'm just thinking here, if he is injured, if Zack Sabre Jr. is injured, that's not bad in terms of storyline point of view. We just get a new number one contender. Stu continues on his title reign, and then we have Zack Sabre Jr. come back and say the only reason why he got beat was because he sustained an injury to the spine that Stu Sanders focused on that entire match. And gave him multiple spine busters. That's a pretty decent story to tell. So yeah, Saxy Jr. sustained a spinal cord compression in this match. 42 rated show overall, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm assuming that would have done us some good. Yeah, just make a speech. Stu Sanders, you're the man. Told they're awesome. Yep. Saxy Jr., you're a wee bit hurt, so I'm gonna give you a hug. And anybody else have a standout performance here? The best match of the night was both. So there was two best matches of the night, which was 40p with it, and they were both Stu Sanders match. So we're gonna go ahead with Lionheart, and we will compliment him on a good performance. Stu Sanders was pleased. Saxy Jr. was pleased. And finally, Lionheart was pleased. So while this is loading, because it will probably take a little while, why not talk about something that happened in wrestling or whatever? Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom was today, this morning. What a show! It's generally probably the best show I've watched in terms of wrestling. It's fantastic, wasn't it? Okada versus Omega. I was disappointed that Omega didn't win because I'm a Kenny Omega mark, but I mean, when two guys give up their all, you know, that you can't be angry at that. Plus, really, Kenny Omega doesn't need to win the didn't need to win the title match. He's already been solidified as a huge star in New Japan, and will surely become one of the biggest stars within the next couple of years. He already is one of the biggest stars, let's face it. Okay, so let's see. Stu Sanders is feeling the effects of a schooling schedule. Yeah, fair enough. So is Saxy Jr. Yeah, well, you are injured, so you not 0.1 TV rating. Okay. Yeah, as I say, you are injured. You deserve time off. Delete those. She's active Junior. Out injured. How long is the out injured for is the question. Availability. I can't remember how to physical, that's it, right? Oh fuck, that's a long time. 11 months. Jesus. Right, he's out for a long time. What is a spinal cord compression anyway? I'm gonna look this up. School spinal cord compression. Oh shit, that's bad. That's really bad. Oh Jesus, that's terrible. That's almost as bad as a broken back. I'm pretty sure. That's bad. That's really bad. Yeah, do take time off, and we will get a new #1 contender. But next year we're gonna do Zack Sabre Jr. versus Stu Sanders. If Stu Sanders is still the champion by then, Zack Sabre Jr. will go up against Stu Sanders for that title. But Zack Sabre Jr. will be in the main event of Rebirth next year. I guarantee it. So yep, we will have to choose somebody else to go into that match. Yeah, let's see if we can get a pay-per-view broadcasting deal, because for events that would be very good for bringing in a little bit more money. Yeah, it's not enough money coming in They won't give us one, I don't think. I think I tried them. We can try again with FOFA. Negotiate. Yeah, they've got too many wrestling companies in the lineup. So yeah, it's unfortunate because we could do with a pay-per-view deal to bring in extra money, but not gonna be, whatever. We'll go with, televised events for now, and if anything, it will help build our it'll help us build our audience more before asking them for money, I guess, is the other way to look at it. But yeah, 7,340 people watched that show. Hopefully next week we will have, well, tomorrow actually is our next show. Yeah, tonight even. Hopefully we'll have more watching that one. But yeah, I have a storyline in my mind lined up for Stu Sanders now. Yeah, we're gonna end it there. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, see you again.